Hey, I'm John. Welcome to my podcast. This is episode 4 of The Snout. We were a band. If you have been following along, you'll realize that we're making some decent progression into the quality of our recordings from when we started. This is me just doing a 2-track, 2 instruments on the Casio keyboard. And this I titled Swing Thing. Excuse me. If it's swing, it's a really, really slow swing. But I get the feeling that I was going for there. Let's stop that. Because up next we have, if you listened to episode 3, you heard us talking about the very first time that Matt showed up and we played some of that stuff. I've got another one that looks like around the same time that we're going to play here. It just says Downstairs Jam. And it also says Family Trip. Family Trip became a song we did one other time. Like I said, we didn't rehearse, we didn't write lyrics. So once in a while, if we did something we really liked it would, and the same beat kind of came up, we'd fall into it again and do it completely differently. Or I think there's one song called Happy Cowgirl that there might be like 6 versions of, and none of them are the same. And I think that'll be interesting to listen to. But we have the very first version of Family Trip. I believe there's only one other version that's a lot of fun. We'll see if this is the same story. They tended to evolve a little bit over time if Mike told the similar story more than once. But let's hit the play button here and see what kind of a rockin' time we're going to get out of Thoroughly Unqualified. You've got Matt on bass, Mike on guitar, and me on keys, and Casio keyboard drum machine, I believe, on the 4-track. Let's see what we got.
Lived in the mountains without a half a second of silence.
What?
Misery and company. And all the things we want to talk about.
It sounds like this is all in the left channel. Yeah, I switch it over to the right channel. There's nothing. That's okay. Has to do with the 4-track. When you record on a 4-track, it doesn't record with the same recording head or anything as a normal cassette deck. It's actually recording 4 separate tracks along the tape. That's why you can only use one side of the tape, because it doesn't have the rest to play. When you play side B, it's all being used up on side A with the 4 separate tracks. So, yeah, we're rocking out here. Look, we got a bass player. Let's see if I can add any bass to that. So you.
Where did that go? Never find a bass player when you need him.
Where did Matt go?
Never find a bass player when you need him.
Oh, I hear a bass player.
Like that on the run, get a cigarette, and you play it.
Well, there's a lot of hiss. But this is us playing live You've got the drums going. You've got Matt, me, Mike, all playing our hearts out. Yeah, this is pretty awful, but we are having a blast. And this is, one of the first couple of times where we really just turned shit on and made noise and got really energized, doing the recording stuff with the little 4-track, one track at a time. Not energizing, very boring, very monotonous, very time consuming. This was a relief after that. And once we started doing this, it would be a long time before I recorded anything solo again. I did do like probably 10 or 12 solo songs later on GarageBand on the Mac. But those are another story for another time. Ooh, listen to that siren effect. Ooh, edgy. So edgy. Oh my God. Hold on, I gotta grab some. That's enough. I'm gonna run one-legged in the rain. Mike's been listening to the Butthole Surfers. Moving to Florida. One of the things that bonded Mike and I when we first met was that he realized I had Butthole Surfers and Flaming the Lips albums, and he loved those guys, so we clicked right away on music. All right, we're gonna stop that. I got another tape. We're gonna put in another tape. Let's stop that. We're getting past now. There's a lot of tapes of this 4-track stuff, but most of it is the 4-track stuff on its own tape that can't be played on a regular cassette player. Only the dump tapes can be played on a regular cassette player. So I've got a tape here. It's marked Thoroughly Unqualified Attic Sessions, 5/22/97 for side B, okay, and 5/15/97 for side A. So mid-May of 1997. Let's see what we got here. Looks like we have to do a little bit of rewinding, not much. But I'm going to start snapping pictures of each of these tape cases and making them the thumbnail for my videos, because then you can see them while you're listening if you choose to. That is ready to go. Okay, so this is Thoroughly Unqualified. This is going to be me, Matt, and Mike. This first thing is called Jazz Thing. Let's see what we got here. I love tape hiss when it's for something like this. Not when I'm recording, but that's very loud. All right, this is full stereo. This is the Jazz Thing. I would have to say this is not just jazz. This is, I think, what they call freeform jazz. Something has somewhat of a jazzy chord, and all of a sudden it's a jazz thing. Oh, that sad keyboard. Ooh. Boy, this is a big step backward from having the drum machine going. The drum machine was so much better. Oh my God. So that is called Jazz Thing. That's pretty awful, isn't it? Oh my God. I don't know what I'm doing with that keyboard. It's so off key or out of tune or whatever you say. Jeez. Okay. I can't take any more of that. That's just too awful. All right, so we're going to fast forward a little bit here. We're going to go to what should be the absolutely very first version of Happy Cowgirl. And Happy Cowgirl has a nice story. It's about a happy cowgirl and her boyfriend. It changes over time, but the last version I remember, the boyfriend ate a lot of mustard and got a bitter voice. And Happy Cowgirl was drunk driving and got an accident and killed the happy mortician who took photographs of the dead. He thought he was an artist because he took photographs of the dead. Yeah, he was killed instantly. She wasn't. Not a scratch, and they didn't even arrest her because she's so pretty. Let's see if we can figure this out. I don't know if we're there yet. I don't know. That's just the bass and some shitty keyboards. It's awful. It's awful. Oh, there comes Mike again. Oh, it's still the jazz thing. You couldn't tell without the jazz chords. How does he expect me to know the jazz thing without the jazz chords? Come on. Come on, man. I don't know. So we're just going to buzz through these earlier tapes. I just want you to get a flavor. If there's something really interesting, we'll stop and listen to it for a while. I just want a little bit of everything. We're still on that. Well, I did say that this actually does fast forward and rewind slower than the other tape deck. So maybe I just got to be a little patient, slow down. I've had too much coffee today. Had to go buy a new tape deck. Very stressful. This is the Happy Cowgirl. I'm playing guitar on this, I think. Maybe it's a keyboard. No, I'm strumming along with Mike on this one. This is the very first rendition of the world famous Happy Cowgirl. Now, turn that down a little bit. So, this is horrendous. This is absolutely horrendous. But if you were to actually take the time and listen to the story, it's funny. It's entertaining. But the music is really, really struggling. Really struggling. We're just not proficient enough to get things to sound good. And plus, we really need a bass amp because you can hardly hear the bass, and there's a bass there. You crank the bass all the way up, not making much difference because that bass was recorded through a guitar amp with Mike's guitar, I believe. They were both coming out the same amp, if I'm not mistaken. So, we couldn't have thought this was good. It's fucking painful to listen to. But we were stoked and we were coming back for more because that's what we were going to do. We were going to play music. Hell or high water, we're going to play some goddamn music up in here. And that's what we did. And this is, this goes on. Who knows? You'll find that the majority of our pieces are over 10 minutes long. We've got a number of pieces that are 20 minutes long. I think the shortest pieces are 5 or 6 minutes long. And they're usually just little things that came out and then the tape got cut off or something, or it was just some stupid little song that only lasted that long, but those were very few and far between. Oh my God. All right. That's enough Happy Cowgirl. You got the idea of that is the very first version of Happy Cowgirl, which is the song that we had the most versions of. Although, like I said, none of them are the same. Excuse me, big yawn. Ooh. What are we looking at? I'm going to fast forward a little bit once more. So we are looking at something called Siddhartha the Tao. That ain't it. That ain't no Siddhartha. That's still Happy Cowgirl. Like I say, yeah, those things could go on for a very long time. It's one of the more difficult things when I'm cutting these songs up or these tapes up, to digitize, is that really hard to know where one song ends and the other begins sometimes. You just have to kind of do a fade in, fade out. All right, so I think that's the end of Happy Cowgirl. I don't know about Siddhartha the Tao.
Although the Tao gave money its energy,
You know what we did. And it seemed so awesome at the time. But now I know just how cheesy it is. We did this and we turned the lights off and lit a candle while we played it. It was so spiritual, man. We did a number of these things that were just space out meditative things. So this is Siddhartha and the Tao, and I'm sure Mike's telling a good Siddhartha story.
He can
Apparently, at this point in his life, Mike was spiritually searching. Let's put it that way. Let's see what else we got here. Where are we at? Still there.
And realize the Tao.
Knows how long that goes on. That's just silly.
Happy's not alone.
So this is a long one. See, now the deal is these are 90-minute tapes. So when I'm trying to get to the next song, I'm going through a lot of tapes.
Although
Still there. The heck. It's awful. It's still awful. Ooh, bells. That's my Casio, baby. Cassiopeia. At this time, when we were doing this stuff, I remember my roommate John never really paying much attention. He had to get annoyed. Well, John loved creative people, and I think he loved,
the needle itself was filled with
making a creative space. And he was good at that stuff, very good.
world that she did
But
not understand.
I don't know if he thought we were doing anything up there that anybody would have any interest. It seemed he lived in the house and he didn't really. So
Was of a
who knows? Oh,
not connected to the Tao.
another big space out.
She missed it very much. She could not remember her past, nor see the future. Present is all she could think about.
Oh my God, that's enough of that. That's enough. That was called She Was Fantastic. Let's see what else we got here. And you see we got the different styles going on, that kind of thing. That's all really cool. We got to get to side B. Oh, get in there. Rewind. So, Siddhartha, things like that, and you'll find those things in Mike's storytelling. He does, well, he was taking philosophy in school, in college. I think he was a double major in English and philosophy, so he's got the street creds, man, to be writing songs, man. So don't fuck with the man. I don't know. All right, where are we at for a rewind? Still going. Still going. Yeah, I don't like the new tape deck. It's too slow. But it isn't eating tapes, and that's a good thing. Let's see where we're at.
Always keeping me up late at night, talking about her fucking shit. I don't care. I don't care a bit about his stories that he tells. I don't want to hear a word of it. I don't give a fucking motherfucker.
There you go.
I never just fucking
there are your classic lyrics. And to quote Mike on the lyrics on this song, I don't give a fuck about a fucked up girl. It's like some attempt at punk or something. It's funny. But we're rocking pretty good. Rocking pretty good there. Somebody can play. Somebody's rhythm guitar and that shit. Alright, so that was the end of Fucked Up Girl. Oh, I think we fucked around with After the Gold Rush by Neil Young. At least that's what it says here on the tape. It says Fucked Up Girl, After the Gold Rush. Fucked Up Girl number 2, The Stranger. Ka 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 cuckoo. Special purpose. Scratching her face. And Traveling Hot Dish. Some nice title, track names. Interesting. So in the last episode I was talking about my not being a musician, and somebody had contacted me and was like, well, if you play on recordings of music and you fit in with that, then you're playing. It's like, okay, somebody's not getting my point. And that's okay. That's okay. I don't judge. And I would never mention a name or anything, but you're a fucking idiot. Just kidding. Just kidding. What do we got here? That is After the Gold Rush in some sick and twisted way. It's actually that song. Oh my God. Now I'm trying to play the horn part. We didn't have all the parts. Yeah, that's pretty sad, horn part. Neil would not be proud. And I think Neil's probably pretty chill with music people, but I don't think he would appreciate this. Oh my God, we are pushing it. So, this is episode number 4. We're moving along pretty well. We've gotten into some different stuff here. This is far advanced when we started, recording wise. Playing, not so good. But all in good time, we are making progress, and we've got a full band kicking it now, and that's key. We're going to move into our next tape in the next episode. It is just about 30 minutes in on this, and I'm going to call episode 4 complete. We'll let this play out a little bit. I want to thank you for listening to episode 4. My name is John Dundas, and this is The Snout. We were a band. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time.